Hello, this is Victor, and I will continue doing analysis on the Demons of Chaos Codex, and I will analyze this time the Furies, that are the only choice that I didn't analyze in the fast attack, and in that case I will focus to see what is the best Demon Chaos, or what is the best God to select for the Furies. And in that video to do the comparison, I will take into account these units. All the units are 15 Furies, except in the case of the Thange, because the Demon of Thange is cheaper option. I will take into account 17 Furies in the analysis. I take this number of Furies because then I can compare easily with the other fast attack options, where I use units around the same cost. And as usual, I start with the movement analysis, and here is very straightforward. The best unit in movement is Slanesh because it have the extra 3 inches when running, and the worst are the Nargel because they are slow and purposeful, so they cannot run. And now if we check the resistance of the unit, we will see that the best are Norgel if they are in cover. But Thange is not far from Norgal. So Norgal is in cover in 5+ cover because they have 3+ instead. They resist double than the other mags, and if they are in a cover that is 4+, so it will be 2+ for them, it's going to be even higher. So in the case of Thange, we see that thanks to repeat ones on open field, they are 1.41 times better, and this will be improved if they are in cover, because then the repeat will have more weight. So Thange, I think, is very good in resisting because they are not depending on the cover. So this means that weapons that remove cover or in close combat, they still be more resistant than the other Furies. If we compare the Furies to the other fast attack units, we see that in general the Furies resist less at lower strength, but they are more resistant than the other fast attack unit at higher strength. And doing this comparison, we see that Furies of Norgals can be comparable to the Drones of Norgal, the Furies of Thange can be comparable to Screamers, and the other Furies are compared to Flesh Hounds. And this is mainly because of the numbers. So when you have a lot of, when the numbers are higher, it's better to have more units than or more miniatures than a lot of wounds and less miniatures. And this is why over strength 8, maybe Furies are one of the most resistant unit, and between strength 6 and 7, they are also very good. And if you see in the table below, green means that are resisting more, yellow is intermediate, and red is the worst cases. So you will see that when we go to strength 6, 7, Furies are between green and yellow, depending on the mark or on the god what are they dedicated. It is important to see that the Furies of Nurgle are going to be tough to kill if they are in cover. So as in all the other cases of demons, Furies of Nurgle are going to be very resistant to shooting if they cannot remove the cover save. Now we are going to check the close combat ability, and here what we see is that green means that they win in close combat and red means that they lose. So surprisingly, the Furies of Thange are doing quite well, and I will say that the best unit in close combat, or the best option, is the Furies of Slanesh, and especially thanks to rending. This is a summary of the table before. I just add all the different cells and I calculate the difference. And I compare them to other fast attack units. As you see in my previous analysis, I saw that Seekers of Slanesh were the best in close combat, and Fleshhounds were following them. In the case of the Furies, we see that the options of Slaanesh and Thange and Korn maybe are the best. The best of all is Slaanesh, and Slaanesh is quite good against heavy infantry because the rending will give some extra boost. Thange is quite good because for the same points you have 17 instead of 15, and on top of that they will resist better than the other Furies because they repeat the ones in this when they throw for the saves. Korn was supposed to be the best, but the Furious Assault is only making a big difference when they are assaulting light infantry. When they assault the Space Marines or Terminators or infantry like Crisis, because they have the armor safe, this extra strength is not making a big difference. And then if we look damage to the vehicles, the I will say the unit that have best options to damage vehicles is the Slaanesh because they have rending. So this means that you add, if you have a 6, you add this plus d3, meaning that if you assault a vehicle of a strength 10 with a 6, you have a pen. The next unit will be the Korn. Thanks to Furious Assault, they will have a strength 5, so they can damage vehicles of armor 10 and armor 11. Take into account that when you assault, you attack to the back armor, and most of the vehicles have back armor 10 or 11. These two options can be quite good to damage, or at least to finish damaged vehicles. Also, we have to remember that Furies have a strength 4, so if you add on top of that the rending, the Slaanesh Furies can penetrate up to armor 13. Or can glance up to armor 13, I will say. So conclusions, and here is the order what I think are the best options to the worst option. I think the best option and the most balanced one are the Furies of Thange. They are resisting quite well the shooting, better than the others, except the Furies of Nurgle. And they are quite good in close combat if we compare same points, because you will have more Furies. And if not, you will spend less points on the Furies. So I think is the most balanced unit, combining resistance and doing quite well in close combat. If we look for the best in close combat, I will say Furies of Slaanesh maybe are the next one. They have the highest movement, and thanks to rending, they are the best in close combat and the best against vehicles. And then I will put Furies of Nurgle. Furies of Nurgle are by far the worst in close combat because the ability is not used in close combat. The role it is only against shooting, but they are very good resisting shooting. So again, Nurgle is again a unit for to go for objective. But in close, if you want the Furies to go in close combat or to destroy infantry, it's better to take other choices. And then the last one for me is Korn. Korn have not advantage in resisting, and in close combat they are not making the difference and are not better than Slaanesh or Thange. So I will say for me the worst option will be Korn. So and here I'm concluding this video. Please leave your comment. Let me know if this is matching with your experience with the Furies. Because this is based basically on the statistical analysis, looking at the stats of the unit and the different abilities it has. So I want to thank you for watching this video and see you again later. Bye.